Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Discuss. Today, I'm actually going to be talking about Costco, and I'm very excited to do so. Costco is one of my favorite companies and one of my favorite retailers. It pretty handily beat out Discover Financial and Brookfield Renewable, so I'm excited to get into it and share my thoughts. But first things first, I am sorry for not being able to post yesterday. Had delayed today due to a very, very busy college schedule. And if you can tell, I'm kind of battling some allergies, so if my voice sounds a little bit different, that's why. And then the other bit of news is if you didn't watch this week's M1 Journey video, just to let you know, I will not be posting any videos next week due to it being my spring break. Just need a little bit of a recharge and a little bit of a reset. So I will be taking the week off of making videos, but I'll get back to it the week after regular schedule. So a little bit of news for you guys. And then one more thing before we get into the discussion, guys, is of course like and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy the video, drop a like, and if you enjoy my content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to support the channel. It really means a lot to me, and I just appreciate all your guys' support. And then, of course, I am not an expert. I'm not a financial expert. Please do your own due diligence and research before making any investment decisions. And with that being said, let's discuss Costco. So guys, like I said, Costco, of course, is one of my favorite companies. If you watch my M1 Journey videos, you'll know that in the recent months I've been buying Costco pretty frequently, even though it has been kind of trending in the wrong direction. But that's not always such a bad thing when you're getting some of your favorite companies at cheaper values. So at the current time, which is actually the earliest I've ever made a video, the market's just opened just a few minutes ago. Costco is currently trading at around $323 to $324, which is pretty far off from where it was just about a month or a month and a half ago, where it's up in the low 390s. Seeing a little bit of a sell-off, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Costco, for those you don't know, just a brief explanation, is the third largest brick and mortar retailer in the world. They are primarily specialized in bulk warehouse style selling, so most people like it because you can buy in bulk, which is especially convenient during the pandemic where people were stocking up on essential items. You do have to have a paid membership to be able to shop at Costco, which is another plus side of why I like their business. Costco does pay a dividend, a little bit about that. It is a pretty small dividend. At current prices, the yield is only about 0.9% with an annual payout of $2.80. But they do have a relatively small payout ratio of about 28%. So plenty of room to continue to grow that dividend, which they have been doing pretty steadily. They've been paying it an increased dividend for 16 years and have been compounding that about 12% over the last 5 years. So it's been a nice pay increase year to year for Costco investors. So guys, just a little bit more about Costco stock. At current prices, their market cap is about $143 billion, which is down a little bit from where they were. Actually, year to date, since the start of 2021, they're actually down about 14%. Which is why I've been buying them a little bit more aggressively recently. Over the last 6 months, because of the recent slide, they are down about 4%, but over last year, they've been hanging pretty steadily, up about 5%, which again is worse than it would have been just about a month and a half ago. For the last 5 years, they've been a very solid, continually growing investment, up about 113%, and then over the last 10 years, they're up 365%. So if you're a long-term Costco holder, you've done very well over the last several years. They've really seen a strong linear increase in growth year over year, both in revenue and in increased membership. So that is a major plus for why I like Costco personally. My family are Costco members. I've been shopping at Costco for many, many years. And so I think very highly of their business model. I think it's a sustainable one in any kind of economic climate, especially with what we've seen now. So with that being said, I'm going to get into my pros and cons. So for those of you who have not watched these videos before, this is the section of the video where I like to discuss 2 pros and 2 cons for every stock I discuss. For Costco, I'll kind of start with the pros. The first pro is that Costco has very strong financials. They've been growing their revenue and growing their income very steadily over the last several years, which is a huge plus. They have not grown their debt by any significant amount, and they have actually been increasing their cash on hand, which is essential for any business to continue to grow, but also just prepare for any turbulent economic conditions, somewhat like we're experiencing now. So that is a huge, huge plus for a business like Costco to have, especially in a time where retail has not done exceptionally well. And then the other plus for Costco kind of goes hand in hand to some degree, but their client base is actually growing very, very rapidly. Partially due to the pandemic, they have actually seen an increase in their membership by over 7 million in 2020 alone. Primarily located in just the United States, but an increasing global presence has done wonders for Costco and their business. So with that kind of coupled together, I think Costco's best days are ahead of them. Now you may say that maybe once the pandemic kind of comes to an end, that some of those memberships will tail off and maybe some people even cancel, but actually Costco last year reported their highest rate of returning customers at over 90% retention, which is a very high number, especially in their space where it's a paid membership to shop. So I'm pretty optimistic that Costco will be able to keep all those new members and keep them for the long term, as well as continue to add new members as they spread into foreign markets. So of course, guys, with any stock, there's always going to be a few drawbacks. The first one that kind of comes to mind for Costco is that their PE ratio is a little bit on the high side when compared against their competition. It currently sits at around 33 with current prices, which is much higher than Walmart's 27 and even Target's PE of 21. So that still could indicate that Costco is a little bit overpriced, especially when considering that that's on the low side of where it was even a month ago, where it's sitting around 38. So you could see that maybe that's just stemming from investor confidence in Costco's ability to continue to grow in the years ahead. But that leads me to believe that Costco's share price may continue to slide over the next couple of weeks, which I will discuss more in my fair value estimate. And then the other con is that obviously Costco's sector is very competitive with so many brick and mortar retailers as well as e-commerce websites. It leads to a lot of competition between all of them, Walmart, Target, even Amazon. They have competition with Lowe's and Home Depot. Because Costco offers such a wide variety of products in store and online, they have competition from all angles. They do have a few competitive advantages though with their paid memberships. So that indicates that if people are willing to pay to be able to even shop there, that people are wanting to shop there and will continue to do so. And they can depend on that cash flow being consistent year to year. So that is one plus about the competition aspect. But it also could be said that one day, maybe in the future, there could be a time where Costco will kind of be capped out on the number of people they'll appeal to get their membership, especially since they have decided to raise rates next year, I think, for like the first time in 4 or 5 years. So that is something to keep an eye on if you are looking to invest in Costco. So now I'll kind of get into my forecast or stock outlook, where I give my fair value estimate and kind of what my hold length is. Right now, I'm going to label Costco as a hold at current prices. I think it's pretty fair to say I think we could see Costco get down to around $300 a share. That is when I will be the most bullish on buying Costco. I think at $300 a share, that's getting to be a little bit on the undervalued side. So I think honestly I'm going to have to put a hold on Costco for now, and my fair value estimate would have to be $300 per share. This was a little bit of a tough decision because I do like Costco so much, and I really did want to give them a buy at closer to about $320 a share, but I worry a little bit about their PE ratio and people seeing the end of the pandemic as being a slowing in their business, which may not be entirely true actually within their company, but investors may see it that way, and we could continue to see a little bit of a drop off for them. So I will feel pretty confident about putting a hold on them for now. We'll kind of see what happens in the future. I know even if it doesn't reach the $300 level, I will continue to be buying some because I think eventually Costco will shoot back up towards 350 plus. I do not know exactly when that will be, but I could see by the end of the year of 2021, they will be at or near their all-time highs once again. So that is kind of my outlook on Costco, and we'll get into the end of the video. So guys, I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you did, please drop a like, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. If you have any thoughts about Costco, go ahead and share those down in the comments. I look forward to your guys' responses. And then last thing, again, don't forget, I will not be posting any videos next week. So the next time you'll see me is on, I believe, March 29th. I believe that's the Monday after this coming Monday. So that'll be my next M1 Journey video, so be on the lookout for that. And I will still be posting my thoughts throughout the week on the markets on my social media pages, so check that out. Links are in the description. So I will catch you later.